Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Jamrock, are you ready? Are you ready? Go to London, tell me and them no grown man. Tell me how we brown man. See them no not pound man. Up with a brown man. Man a pound man. When them no go down man. Half we are a brown man. Now put them a down man. When me say go down man. I no lose them cold man. Never to the pound man. Don't step out a pound man. Better hold your ground man. Don't they could no own man. Never put no browns man.
Absolutely one of the most talented artists in the game. I don't think we've ever got a chance to speak to him here on Sound Chat. So we're going to make the best of today's opportunity. Cham, welcome to Sound Chat, man.
Thanks for having me.
Now,
Sound Chat.
Now, where do we start when it comes to Cham? First interview here on Sound Chat Radio. You came into the industry when?
1995.
1995.
1995.
Haven't slowed down since.
A kid, as a little kid. Haven't slowed down. We're just making music and enjoying the ride.
How has the industry changed? Because I know that you play different aspects, in different aspects of the industry. How do you think the industry has changed since you came in?
When I just started out, there were like 4 major studios and major record labels in Jamaica. So you had to go through a certain channel in order to get your music and your sound exposed. You had probably Penthouse, you had King Jammies, you had Bobby Digital, you had Madhouse, you had Main Street. If you couldn't cut the grade of going around in the booth and deliver, you couldn't record. That means you had to go back, whether it's to find a sound system to practice on every day, or whatever you had to do. Go back home, go back to the drawing board. You had to go perfect your craft before you went in the vocal booth. Now, it's different. You find that anyone can have a studio now in their room. So there's no quality control anymore. And you don't have top engineers, like real engineers that are really recording artists anymore. You understand? That means if I'm flat, there's no one really there to say, yo, I'm flat because I'm recording myself. And I record it today, I mix it, give it a little balance, and it's on YouTube. That's how I've seen the business change. That's one of the big changes. I came up under the era of Dave Kelly, Penthouse. Left high school, went to the studio, you'd see Buju Banton in the rehearsal room. So you would be there sitting, watching Buju, watching him a master of his craft, and just there and just preparing yourself for that day when you had your own band. Now, how much of these kids have the opportunity to even come and check out my rehearsal, or Bounty Killer's rehearsal, or Damien's rehearsal? That's where it has changed. Before, you had to go through that channel.
How hard was it, Cham? And I don't think that people, so many people understand this process. The process you spoke about would be the second level, which is getting in the door. Yes. How hard was it to actually be at the first level of getting in the studio to record?
Yo, it was so hard. It was so hard. I attended Calabar High School. I would leave studio. I would leave school every day at 2 and go to Penthouse. Dave Kelly would be locked up in the studio. No one could see him. I'd have to stay at the studio gate and wait hours and hours just for him to recognize me, to get even an audition. Because I was attending school, and every beat that, every record that we saved our money to buy, used to say either Madhouse or Rude Boy Kelly. And Buju Banton was our DJ, and we did our research and realized that he was responsible for breaking Buju Banton. Terror Fabulous. So this was the man that we wanted to be around. Just to get in the studio. Bro, it wasn't easy. Believe me. And Spragga was one of the first individuals that took me through Penthouse Gate. He never introduced me to Dave or nothing.
But you needed someone to get you through the gate.
Past security. Just get me past security. I will wait here until Dave is finished, whatever hours of session is finished. I will approach him. I'll get myself in.
How did you were Baby Cham at the time.
Yeah.
How did Baby Cham convinced that super producer that you were someone that deserved the shot?
I freestyled something for him over Pepper Seed beat. This was 1993. I was still attending school. I was like in third form. And he was like, he liked the delivery. I need to work on my breathing technique a little bit more. But he liked, lyrically I was there. Lyrically I was always there.
Jamrock reggae and dancehall cruise. Look, the road to success is not straight. There's a curve called failure, loops called confusion, speed bumps called friends, and red lights called enemies. Caution signs called family, and flat tires called jobs. But if you have a spear called determination, and an engine called perseverance, with insurance called faith, and the drive to make it, you'll reach a place called success. Yo, star, this a murder. Put your hands in the air. Put your hands in the air from side to side. Say, I am not forget here I come from. Cause no more money can't change, man. Me still be able to come. But some leave me get on get rich and done. So me say, I won't forget my roots. Cause I don't worship money that's not one pound. Kill or be killed, some more. Well, I've been through struggles and war. I must survive it with just a few scars. Enough man dead, some gone behind bar. Right now, real ghetto youth don't fear police.
Where I got a different respect for him though. He was like, I've recorded artists before that were still attending school, and somewhere along the line, it wasn't right. If you came back to me, come back to me, 2 years from now, you'd be in fifth form, graduate fifth form with proof of graduation, which was my graduation certificate.
Wow.
Yes. And if at the time you're still at the level that you're at now, or even improve lyrically and delivery-wise, I'll give you a shot.
And that's what you did?
No. I kept on going to see him every 2 weeks so he wouldn't forget the face, forget the name. Kept on just every 2 weeks, Mr. Kelly. 2 year time, I went back to him. He was in the studio by himself. By this time, we had developed a cool relationship where whenever I got there now, the security know that he's not going to record, but Mr. Kelly is cool with him. Went in the studio the morning early. He was there by himself. Headphone on. Nod. He don't want to disturb producer work. He had a little kid sit in the corner. He took the headphone off after like 45 minutes. And I heard, and he was like, you like it? Right there. Can you feel something on it? Fire burn for the man, them out there when I stop run, certain man joke. Lightning and thunder for all of the man, them were pray to the hope. And he was like, you know what? It's cool, but flow it this way. Fire burn for the man, them out there when I stop run, pedophile joke. Lightning and thunder. Right, from there it's ministry. From there. And from there I knew that the chemistry was right. Chemistry was hit right there and then.
Do you feel that that training and that whole heap of rigmarole that you had to go through was what made you the strong artist you are today?
Yes. We have done 20 years this year. 20 years in the business.
Wow, time has flown.
20 years.
Who don't know some baby Cham of what we tell you now? Galang pattern promote and us get tell you now. Well pat the front and get mad, caramel you know. Which gal, which gal and which gal above the poop. So Mr. Pamajan know who them pick up. Which gal a jump and a say she now. So Mr. Right I know. Which gal and which gal above the poop. So Mr. Pamajan know who them pick up. Which gal a jump. Eyes all over, I've been a dream. Behind them turn over, but the gal a clean. So passion take over, in who the scream. That's why we love this sweet shit. Whoa, I bet you get a styler in a magazine. I gotta be the beside her, happy pussy. Woman me no crider, nice get no queen.
20 years, 1979. Ever since I was 15, 16 years old. That's when the first song came out. You understand? I was born February 24th, 1979. 20 years. That's not easy in dancehall world, bro.
How does Baby Cham manage to stay consistent? One thing that I must say is that you are probably the only artist in the industry, and others can correct me if I'm wrong, that has mastered pacing your career. You seem like you put a lot of work into pacing yourself
Yes.
and not oversaturating the market with songs. Why?
I wouldn't give myself alone the credit. I'm an artist. I want to put out 50 songs every day. I met a team, which is Dave, Janet Davidson, Madhouse Records, and they were like, you know what, DJ, you have so much things you want to say, but there's this thing called quality control. Quality over quantity. And it has worked for the greats. And they basically laid it out. This is what we did with Buju Banton's career. This is what we did with Terror Fabulous's career. This is what we did with Nadine Sutherland. That is true. How can I go against that? This is what we did with Garnet Silk, Tony Rebel. At the time, he was at Penthouse producing. There's no way I can try to fight what these people were telling me at the time. I was like, you know what? What we're going to do, we're going to release 3-4 songs for the year. We're going to make sure that these songs are classics. That means years and years from now, they're going to be played. Meanwhile, all my peers that I came out with were releasing 100, 70, 80 songs.
But that didn't make you feel left out at some time? Like, you never feel like, Jano, would I really like for running?
At first, I used to feel that way. By 98, I was on top of the pile with probably 10 songs. And they had probably
about 50 songs.
300. You understand what I'm saying? But I was closing shows that we were doing, and you could have seen it. You could have seen the demand. People wanted more. Remember, we were coming from the era of record sales.
Yes.
We had our own distribution. When you release a Cham back then, the first week we were doing 15,000, 20,000, 30,000. And I was like seeing this right there and then. Not just someone just in the studio DJing. I was already learning the business side of the music. I was seeing what it was doing.
Put your hands in the air, go on, Chopper. We're taking up.
Enjoy your ride. Being so madness.
I said we're taking up.
Enjoy your ride. Being so
Are you ready?
madness.
So we're not cruising around with the people out there. Little ones who introduce me and to their family. Someone they come over with my lucky. Ride out the smooth, well it will be. I'm the man of it, I'm the dude extremely cold-blooded. If you want to ride, make sure you can manage. Really menu, it's some peanut butter. What's left to do is to do some damage.
Vice versa to someone who were recording a lot of songs out there that was on one of our beats. You could have seen the difference.
Right.
Like, for instance, any artist, not naming an artist, that was recording a lot out there, but had recorded a song for us, you could have seen the difference with his sales than with the sales of even Mr. Easy, who no one knew. But because it was so rare for him to release a song, people were grabbing it as soon as it came out.
Do you still feel like that, though? Do you still feel like preserving yourself makes you worth more?
Yes.
Do you still feel like, okay, 'cause you know how the thing I got at Jamaica now,
Yeah.
a song comes out every week. Some
Every
artists have a song every week.
Yeah.
Do you ever feel like it has worked for me for many years, but maybe now I need to change? Maybe I need to also show people that I also have the lyrical content and I also can make 15 songs a month.
You have to have your game plan and stick to your game plan. Time has changed. Now, instead of an album every 5 years, the major acts out there are giving us an album every year.
Yes.
You understand? So that's where we have to change. So instead of a single, myself and Dave, and even Damien, we sat and we talk about it. And we say, you know what? We used to do it this way. Well, instead of just releasing singles, we are going to give you an album probably every 15 months.
Same.
You understand? But on this album, there's 10 tracks.
Wow.
And that's my plan to kind of balance it.
10 tracks and touring.
10 tracks and touring. And we hit the road with that album and we toured the whole album. And that's it. The next 15 months, two years, we're just touring and promoting that album and selling that album.
You came out the other day with the Wind Up My Body,
Yeah.
another pull up,
Back way.
and pretty much it was like Cham is back, and then we saw the Cham ease off again. Like, what makes you do that?
I would just have to say it's strategy. When you see us ease back, it's because we're not there in the studio. We're on the road. So over my career, I've been blessed with some big international songs, crossover songs. So you find that you tour the US. You left from the US, you hit Asia. You left from Asia, you hit Africa. You left from Africa, you hit Europe. These few artists really tour right. As dancehall act. And I've always been blessed to be able to tour with my band from day one. So you find that I don't have that time and that leisure to really be in Jamaica and being in the studio every day. So even sometimes we're just on the road. We did Fighter. And last year was the first year we did a European tour because of how busy my schedule was and his schedule was.
Wow.
Last year was the first time we did a real tour to support Fighter. We did Rome. We got 50,000 people in Rome, just me and Damon alone.
We also remember
Ladies and gentlemen, Cham, like a beacon on the mountain, shining through like a rising sun. Show sanity for the faithful, the ones who never stop till the work is done. We grind cause the system does not favor the common man, but we shall reap the riches. Plentiful like the grains of sand,
Put up your hands in the air! Put up your hands in the air! We know it when we are so good on the face of our people. See how they have to come out to live in God. Look at what you would be, no God, it is done. So when me say God, you better say it. Just who them mother efforts the way you used like a pawn. It's all about the money, no one that we are demand. Hey, to keep for no trouble, I hear that I want. So make we turn it on, the lighting of the star.
like a beacon on the mountain, shining through like the rising sun. So shall it be for the faithful, the ones who never stop till the work is done. We grind cause the system does not favor the common man, but we shall reap the riches. Plentiful like the grains of sand,
You understand? And that shows you what timing the records, allowing the records to breathe, giving if we had dropped 2 more after that, there's no way Fighter would have gotten that reception that you saw last night. Now it seemed like Fighter and Stronger is even bigger than how they were. Stronger with Michael Rose and Bounty Killer and myself came out 2010. And look at the response last night. You understand what I'm saying?
Definitely, Cham, you're an artist that always finds a way. Don't matter what pace the industry is going, you find a way to keep up with it. You know what I mean? I definitely commend you for that. Another thing that I've seen that you've been doing now is this lawless thing that's all over the place. You know what I mean? And I guess that's a maturity in business because you're now, you know, I know the 45 came out and now it's now become a brand.
It's a brand.
And I'm going through the ship and I'm seeing so much people wearing the lawless. Today I saw a girl in like a lawless bikini.
Yeah,
like
every snapback, every hat is done. Done. They have a few tops left. And it's just a next growth and it's just showing maturity and where the world is right now and where the industry is. You have to find other ways. We did a tour the other day that it was $10 to get in the concert. That means I'm making less. But you have to find ways to balance the books.
right.
And that's how we paid for the tour bus, by making sure merchandise. So they spend $10 with the promoter and $50 with me. You understand what I'm saying? And it just in today's day and era, you have to find ways how to keep your product going. And your product is not just the music. The product is Cham. The product is lawless. The product is the whole movement, and you can see it. Everywhere you walk now, you see the lawless t-shirts, the lawless hats. And we're just working, bro.
For those of you who haven't got the opportunity to be sitting where we're sitting here now, this man is definitely doing some serious branding. Cham, I definitely got to talk to you. I would love to get you in the studio one of these days or get you on the phone so we can sit and really have a conversation. It's the first time Cham has been on Soundchat Radio, so that's a big thing.
You only get one shot, one shot. Jamrock will jump for me. You gotta lose yourself in the music the moment you want it. You can never let it go. You only get one shot. This is only say goodbye. Well, I remember those days when hell was my home, when me and mama bed was a big piece of bone. Me never lie paid, my ear never go. When mama gonna work, we go straight up. Well, I remember when Danny them take me snow cone out, they give me correct and them kick up Jamrock. Remember, we visit them with fear big stone. Them boy Johnny jump again and just go. Well, I remember when we run fat again. Me best friend Richie again. Remember to the avenue, Almighty Mother. But mighty got to foreign and got to non-capone. Make one leap of money, sending our home. And we are not the city, and that is when yesterday mighty called me for me.